I'm gonna play that shit again because that shit was tight. Sorry about that, guys. We're back. We're gonna weather the storm. Yeah, this song is tight as fuck. I know what it sounds like, and you guys don't. I'm just kidding. Here you go. Yeah. That was fucking tight as fuck, Kanan. My only critique is that the long note boy feels like it's sitting a little bit pushed back in the mix. It's super catchy. The pre-drop is fantastic. The build is great. Everything about this tune, I'm gonna play it. I'm probably gonna play it. But that part is so good. It sounds like your sub is a little bit too loud, and you can make the Screechy Boy a little bit more louder as well. So push the sub down and push the Screechy Boy up. Yeah, maybe boost the mono. Yeah, push the Screechy Boy a little bit more in the middle or in the center a little bit. Maybe make a centered layer. And the sub seems like it's clipping at a few points, especially right there. It sounds like the sub is just clipping. So it might be lower mid harmonics from the sub getting in the way of lower mid harmonics from that big ol' yoy. Maybe EQ that big ol' yoy and turn down the sub just a wee little bit. But god damn, my guy, that shit was large. And the second drop is great. I love the switch up in the variation. Maybe make it a little bit different on the second drop, flow wise. But yeah, dude, this shit is super good. And if you don't change anything, I'd probably still play it. But you can make it a little bit cleaner. Definitely with the sub management. The sub is super good, and it's gonna come through great on a big system. And it's not that the sub itself is a problem, but I think that the sub is affecting some of its homies a little bit. What do you guys think?
Personally, I would prefer to hear, and take this with a grain of salt because it's personal preference. It's a feedback opinion. In the first couple little melodic, descents, if you will, when it's about to hit with that long boy, I wish they were a little more punctuated because it sounds like they're all just kind of rolling into each other.
It's like,
and with that,
yeah,
with that additional little melodic layer that's coming in on the offbeat on top of that, I feel like it's blending or bleeding a little bit too much into the other sound.
Bleeding is
I
taking
feel like
place.
that's one of those situations where if it was more punctuated, where it's literally bum bum bum, it would sound cool. But that's just personal preference.
Perhaps shaping the cymbals a little bit would help that as well.
That's true. It just sounded like there was a lot bleeding into other things, which isn't a bad thing for cohesiveness, but I feel like this is one of those tunes that could be a lot more impactful if that was put into play.
Yeah. Akios, what do you think?
Synth layering could use a bit more work or revised.
Okay.
And the mids on the sims definitely need to be looked back over again. I feel like some of the sims, the mids, like low mids, mids, are really muddy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I have.
Cool. What about you, Sizzy?
Okay, so I really like this. I like it a lot. The same harmonic values as it does in Portal by Murata. And I feel like if you were just to toy with that, just like a little bit, kind of change it up a little bit,
Yeah.
I feel like that would help you out a lot. But I'm not making it sound like we're out of comparison here because I know how annoying it gets. But like,
It was a little
I
bit
just feel like
marauder.
it has a lot of the same tonal values, you know.
Everyone's typing F. I feel like it froze.
My encountered buffer, but then when I refreshed, it was fine.
I need to fix my damn internet.
I think it's just everybody right now because I keep getting like I'm monitoring my down speeds right now, and my down speeds are hella down. I
Right.
didn't mean it literally, but they are.
Okay. Actually, same here. This is taking forever to download, and that it's literally not even downloading anymore. And actually, I'm sorry, dude, but I think it's me downloading it is what's causing the stream to go slowly, so I'm not going to do it because I have to download it. Send me links. I should have clarified that. I apologize. That's it. That's a link. Big ups Becca Shortstack for subscribing. Big ups Flash Chavez for subscribing.
Down there, buckaroo. Yeah. I got a stack of meat. I need the bag when
Big ups everyone subscribing all of a sudden. There's like a lot of people subscribing right now. Y'all are dope. Raven Chaos 707. Thank you, dude. Anyway, this reminds me of an old Squanto tune. With the kick drum was super loud. I don't know if I like the kick drum that loud. My only complaint is it's a little not. I don't know if generic is the word. But it's just like I've heard this kind of tune before. I'm gonna get Subtronics emotes soon. I've heard this kind of song for sure before. Big up the kebab. I don't know. I think the sound design. I want the sound design to be more interesting to someone who isn't as traveled in terms of listening to dubstep for a really long time. They might fucking love this tune. But I've heard that kind of bass before. In a bunch of songs. The mix down was solid. The drums punching through. You know, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I personally, I don't like that main synth. I like all the little articulations after that, like all the little support synths, if you will. But I don't like that main synth.
It sounds
I've
too
never
much.
really been a fan of it.
It sounds too much like a Ben Plus bass.
It sounds like a hash bass, but frequency shifted up like 200 hertz.
Right.
And honestly, like, as cool as growly boys are, sometimes I feel like there is a time and place for them, and every beat on beat is probably not the best way to go about that.
Yeah.
Personally, anyway.
Yeah. So that was Neonics. Akios, what you think?
Drums could use more work. Synths, the same there. I mean, I don't know. I don't like the synths at all, personally.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, they definitely could use more work. Intro is really fucking good, though. I really like that intro.
Cool. Sizzy?
Yeah, the intro is really good. I feel like the synths in the drop are like too loud.
Yeah.
So to say, and then it's like I can definitely hear it like having like clipping issues. And that's all I have to say.
Cool.
You guys pretty much said the rest.
All right, this one is Tetsky. What's the purpose V5?
What does it mean to be happy? 'Cause it looks like we all don't know. Glass half full or empty. Maybe just putting on the show. What does it mean to be happy? 'Cause it looks like we all don't know. Glass half full or empty. Maybe just putting on the show. To try to look to the heavens. To test things I would like to know. Like what did this all mean? If there's no tomorrow. To try to look to the heavens. To test things I would like to know. Like what did this all mean? If there's no tomorrow.
Hello. It's really hard for me to get feedback on stuff that's just like way out of my preference for almost no reason. It's just like that style of dubstep. I just like don't like it. It's not even to say it's a bad song. It's just like that's so not my cup of tea that it's hard to give objective feedback. The snare in the intro was definitely not appropriate for what was going on in the intro. The rises and sweeps were definitely too loud. It just like it sounded like a hard trap kind of bass screech, and I can't do tire screech basses. I don't know what it is. The cowbell I think is out of key. There's definitely a lot of frequency space missing, and it's a weird drum pattern. It's like reggaeton in a way. Yeah, I don't know. I just like. It's almost unfair because like it's just when I hear like tire screech basses like that, like my brain just turns off and just goes no. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Honestly, I feel like in regards to the frequency depth being missing for the most part, I feel like it was just hyper compressed. I also keep in mind I am listening to this from the stream the same as everybody else.
Right.
But it sounded like everything except for the high end was super compressed, and there was just like a hiss over the track for the most part.
Yeah. I thought there was white noise going.
Yeah, like the airiness of a track is desired to a degree to give it that kind of crisp sound, but that sounded like way over the top. Also, I feel I dug the drop idea. The only thing is like I feel like you flip flop the order where the snare and the intro probably should have been in the drop part.
Yeah.
And then just flip those. I was almost half expecting it to turn into Moombaton, so I was like, okay. But again, that's like I don't make anything that style, so I can't critique it too hard just beyond what I hear at like face value.
Right. Okay. Akios, what you think?
The drums, and especially in the intro, I really do not like. Like I don't know, the way they sound, I don't like them.
Alright.
The drop is actually like, I don't know, it's okay. I feel like entirely though it could use a lot more of an interesting like idea because the saw melodies and all that, they're really like cliche. I feel like, but yeah.
Sizzy?
And especially the sound design.
Right.
You guys pretty much said everything. That snare, please change it.
In the intro, yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. This is Waloka in Your Face. I don't know what cheering means, but thank you for doing it. Someone cheered times 1,000. That's awesome. Thanks, dude. That's $10? Wait, someone said that was $10?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. I appreciate it. The old SoundCloud rewind.
Okay, I was gonna go to the bathroom and this one and skip over this, but I was gonna say wheel it because it's sick as fuck.
Fire. I saw LS Dream say this is my kind of vibe, and I was like, oh fuck, this is probably gonna be good as shit. You had Sonya bopping. Big up, I am Bear. Thank you so much. Yo, this person has 2 followers on SoundCloud. Oh shit! Big up, Big Slop. Thank you so much. This person has 2.
Who's Burner?
Who the fuck is Lee? Lee, you
Burner?
piece of garbage. Was that you?
No, I just followed it when you zoomed in because I wanted to go back. I was about to get up and go to the bathroom.
Oh my god.
And I was like, who the fuck is this? I need to sit for a second and try to figure out who this is so I can follow their account. That way I can message them later because that shit
Bro, that's
literally...
dumb good.
Oh.
I got nothing bad to say about that. That song is perfect, and you're really good, and I like your music a lot. You should make more of it and send it to me so I can play it, because what the fuck? Yo, that was fire. That was fire.
Yeah, I don't even have anything to fucking like, critique on that. It literally...
That was
literally
fire.
was a bop.
Also, who are you? That's
Yeah, Burner.
I feel like this is a side alias. I mean, I don't have an issue with that because I know plenty of people who have side aliases and make bangers. But like, this is fucking tight, dude.
who, yeah. This
Like,
is
Please send it. Please send. Please send.
yeah. That's definitely somebody, because fuck, dude. Wow. I was really hoping going into this that I would find some songs to play, and
Holy shit. They already have 82 followers.
yeah, that shit.
103, holy shit.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
power of the Subtronic stream.
I'm thankful that I can help people out in that way.
Is it too late to say anything?
No. What do you got?
I personally think the only like critique I have is that it sounds the melody could be a little bit switched up because it sounds a bit too much like "She Get Hot." I just realized that. I
As
was like,
soon
wait,
as you
this melody
said,
sounds fine.
I feel like it could be switched up. I was thinking, is he going to compare it to? Oh, he might compare it to Get Hot, and then you said it sounds a little
that's
like Get
the
Hot.
first thing I thought of when I was listening to it. Like, I mean, like, of course, you don't have to like obviously like you don't have to change it, but like personally, I wouldn't try to aim for a melody that's familiar sounding.
Right.
It is a really well produced track though, whoever that is.
It's definitely different than Get Hot. But I definitely hear I hear that comparison for sure. But I love Get Hot, and I also really like that song. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I always feel so bad whenever we have a banger because we've had like 2 really good tunes in here so far. And then like it's someone up next who like just started producing, but we'll see. This is /Nico Tribe. dun, 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 dun. I wasn't crazy about that one. The trap part was kind of cool, but I can kind of tell during that period with how simple it was, that it was someone who was newer to producing. It like that intro part would work if you played out of like a big build up for like 8 bars and then cut out of it. But it was like very simple and the ASDRs were kind of rough. It sounded very like kind of flat sounding. But yeah, the drop, I read drum and bass in the genre and I was like, what's this gonna be like? And I just wasn't, the pattern was weird, the snare was weird, the low end was only coming from like the kick. And yeah, I don't know. I think it was kind of similar case with the other person where we said it was like, this is someone who is newer to producing. So my best advice would just be keep going and keep experimenting and keep working and keep learning as much as possible. Yeah. Would you guys pretty much all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He's in the bathroom, by the way.
Okay. Okay. This one is Lifeline Mavericks Possibilities.
Possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe, or we are not. Both are equally terrifying.
I have to say before anything else that vocal was so clipped and loud.
Are equally terrifying.
The drop is surprisingly, that one bass is surprisingly full sounding. It was more than I was expecting off the intro. So this is another instance of like just practice mix downs a little bit more. The vocals in the intro were so loud and they weren't EQ'd, so it was kind of just like clipping really bad. My main issue with the drop is the snare is very thin. But yeah, I'm gonna look. Yeah.
Either we are alone in the universe, or we are not.
It's a little happy for me. Sounds a little garage bandy. There's so much clashing in the build, and including low end is clashing in the build. It sounds like every element of this song has a lot of sub to it, and they're all playing at once. Very muddy. And then you also have the very melodic thing, but then it cuts to an atonal melodic build, which is just really awkward feeling, especially at the speed that the pitch is bending.
Both are equally terrifying.
The vocal sample isn't terrible, but the way it's processed is. That super saw is solid as hell. I gotta give it to you. I was surprised. I was like, that super saw is actually not terrible. It's very full sounding. All the frequencies are being hit. The kick is definitely distorting. The transient of the kick is solid, but the tail of the kick is just being mangled to shreds by everything else that's going on. And the snare is too thin, for sure. The hi-hat, I can tell there was one, but it's just so far pushed back because the super saw is so big. I hear a pluck in the way distance as well, but if you're going to introduce new elements, they got to be like audible and noticeable. And for me, like if I'm introducing another element, it's got to sit at least like with it, you know what I mean? Not like have this thing way up here and then bring this thing like way down here. It's like if you're gonna bring in a new thing, it's got to be like a predominant part that fits in nice. And the arrangement and flow is just like predictable. You just know exactly what's gonna happen next. It feels very through the motionsy. But as I said, this kind of sounds like someone who is newer-ish to producing, definitely starting to figure it out and find your sound, but more interestingness and more diversity and fills and stuff. What do you guys think?
I am back now.
Okay.
I got this one. I thought that there was a...
You froze. Lee! Alright, we lost Lee. I think. Akios, what do you think? Oh no. Is the stream still working for everyone else? Did I mute the Discord? No, I didn't mute Discord because Lee's not talking. Okay, if you guys can all hear me and I can't connect to Discord, just for sake of speeding this up, I can just feedback myself. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so yeah, that's my feedback on this tune. Yeah, let's go. I saw this dude in the chat saying that he kept on seeing me scroll over it. He just wants me to click it, so here we go. Oh, do I have to download it? Fuck. No, I can play from here. Inappropriate drums in your 808 is out of key. I was obsessed with the original for at least 6 months when I have through people I kind of know Suburban, sort of, not really, not anymore, but yeah. I think I'm just like, I love that song so much that I don't want to hear it be remixed like that. main thing, as I said before, sweeps and risers that are too loud are very common among newer producers. The song dropped, like the original dropped, and then the remix didn't drop, which made me feel strange. The drop itself was definitely out of key. The main bass itself is like kind of solid if you beefed it up. It definitely needs more mids and lows. The way the sub was, like if you had a sub that followed that, it would have been hitting better. If you made it not a remix and just worked on that drop idea and make it an original, definitely do that, I think. Because I don't know, man, about remixing Cradles. Or at least doing it that way. Yeah, it was definitely the wrong key. It was very out of key. And the drums in the intro were like heavy dubstep drums over such like what I would consider like a classic. But I think if you were to take this and make it not a Cradles remix, and just make it an original song, it could be a really solid tune. Because then it wouldn't be out of key, and then it would be like a solid quarter note song. But if I'm gonna listen to it like that, fills are cool. But I think you need to make the main bass sounds more interesting, add more layers. I think the doing a full square saw for the sub is like an idea, but I think it would work better with a regular sub and just have that saw be more of like a bass element layer. Is this good? Yeah. Yo, I'm sorry my internet sucks so bad. Alright, let's do the next one. I'm probably gonna do this for about like another 30 minutes or so, maybe more. I gotta order food.
Will destroy this installation.
It's just a mess.
They must love the smell of warrior.
What about Halo? Halo, 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 Halo.
If Dirt Monkey's stream starts in 30, I'll stop in 30 so he's got time, so we don't overlap. I don't want to do that to people.
You know me, mighty.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Unrelated, but that was the first time I ever caught someone actually donating. Thank you so fucking much. I wasn't sure if I even set that up correctly. But thank you for donating. That's so nice of you, and I appreciate you a lot. And thank you. Okay, so this song, it sounds like another tune who's someone who may be newer to producing. The first thing off the top of my head is the flow. It's flat. The sounds themselves, the texture of them are coming through. They sound like they're vaguely EQ'd enough, but they're just not very interesting sounds. They need more modulation, more filter movement, more wavetable movement. If you're using a wavetable synth, I'm guessing that you probably are. More movement in some sort of phaser, whatever you're using to create that sound. Move those knobs around while the sound is playing, and it will create more movement. But primarily the flow...
Unfortunate.
It just feels super, super flat. I don't know. Yeah, that kind of flow seems like it would be more fitting for like a deep dubstep tune. Maybe it would be interesting that way. But then the sounds are just too bright. Also, I'm not crazy about the drums. The kick has too much high end, I think, and the kick is pushing everything else out of the way a little bit too much. But I would just say, yeah, this sounds like someone who is newer to producing, so just keep making songs. I personally, I made fucking terrible music for like 5 years. Hold on. Big up Dat Good for subscribing. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your patronage to my ramblings. Anywho, yeah, just keep working. I made horrible music forever. Probably still do. So just keep practicing and focus on what you're not great at, and you'll eventually get better at those things. Dual Intake Victory March. Sorry for not really listening to that too much, but along the same lines as the last tune, it sounds like someone who was like just starting out. Firstly, move your synth 1 octave down, and it will sound more bassy. Yeah, I think you gotta just practice more and find more of an original sound for there to be something to give feedback on. I don't know. It needs more everything. It sounds like a kick and a snare and 1 bass patch and 1 horn sample. Layers. And it's very repetitive. Yes. Yeah. There's not much to give feedback on that. It sounds like you're just starting. Liquid Body by Isaiah Martin. Big up Cloud30. Thank you so much for that donation. Big up Marty McFly. Thank you, sir. Those A chants are. Oh my God! He donated $25. That was super nice of him. Thank you, sir. Those hey chants are super out of place. The build kind of got me a little bit. I like how wet those sounds are. Hey, big up Safe Chicken. Thank you for subscribing. This sounds also like someone who is newer to producing. I like the texture of those little high basses, but the chants are kind of out of place. They maybe need some reverb. They need to be pushed down a little bit. What just happened? I heard a ding ding. Oh my God! Big up Neutrino for donating. Holy shit, that was so nice of you. I got the Scott Pilgrim gif. I should probably update that, but I appreciate, sir. This sub is definitely really loud. Thank you, Whisper. There's a lot of donations all of a sudden. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you so much. I'm gonna probably use that money to buy more streaming stuff. Perhaps better internet that won't cut out like fucking all the goddamn time. Grand Rapids is crazy. The intro is cool. I like the little ARPy thing you got going. The sub hits are definitely way too loud. The clap is decent, but that riser is too loud. Sidechain's a little bit too long during the build. You should filter your drums during the build. I like the gun clock and the lady screaming, but I don't like the pew. I think I don't like that it pitches up. It makes it sound a little bit too silly and goofy for my preference. But I do like how like wet sounding it is. It's got a cool thing. But it is quite empty sounding. Past that. I feel like if you use that as a fill sound and then had something way fuller landing right after it, that'd be tight. Alright, Quaxon Music. Progress. Well done, sir. That's a fucking solid ass tune. That's by Quackson. Definitely Ula Seal vibes a little bit. Major Ula Seal vibes. It was definitely a little bit repetitive. I like the 8-bit. I like the drop more than I like the intro. There was some stuff that like I was firing off in my head. Oh, someone said something. I like the panning right there. Reminds me a little bit of Digitist and a little bit of Ula Seal. So, what are the things I had issues with? I like how it gets drier right there. Build was solid. Could be a little bit more creative, but solid build. That, I wasn't crazy about that. Whoa. I think it had too much low end for where it is as like an element of progression. I feel like that's meant to be like a breakdown right there because it's about to get serious. So I feel like I want to just like low pass that whole thing. Like I want that to be like a big dropout, so it's gotta like be way emptier and maybe not as wide. Or maybe just go an octave up with that thing. Yeah, the only thing I was noticing is I want the bleeps to have just a, oh shit. Thank you so much, Astrowomical, for donating $10. Scott Pilgrim will be excited. Look at him. Look at how excited he is. The bleeps can use a little bit more high end, could be a little bit more prominent. I love the mid-range stuff and where it's sitting in the mix. The sub is fantastic. The drums are great. But the high end, it actually almost reminds me a little bit of old Nostalgia, if anyone remembers Nostalgia. Put the gun down, Peppy. Love the way it sounds like you're using a grain delay and you're putting it on spray. And it's just like farting out to both sides. That's pretty cool. But it, as that happens, it reminds me that I want to hear more high end with it. Big up Genghis Butt Club. That's the point where I'm thinking this is starting to get repetitive. At 1 minute and 24 seconds in. For this part, instead of doing that, I think that just a mid-drop build. Jay Gunner, thank you, sir. Just a mid-drop build would be more appropriate and sound a little bit less repetitive, because by this point, even if you do take out the sub and the drums, doing that same pattern that's been going on for the last 16 bars is going to just, it's, they're tired of it probably by then. Yeah. Love the switch. Switch is great. That's probably my favorite segment right there, and it's because the high end is coming through such well. Big ups, all these subscribing people, Spaceman4202 and How Hast Your Music. Thank you, sirs. Last drop might be my least favorite. It sounds like something is clipping, and the upper mid is where it's getting messy. Yeah. Just keep it moving. Well done. I like that tune. I downloaded it. Do you guys mind if I order food while I'm doing this?
Niggas know about niggas like me. Rolling KOD while on LSD. Tell me what y'all niggas know about niggas like me. Rolling KOD while on LSD. I'm in my zone. I got the
I was vibing so hard, but I think that kick's a little bit too much right there. Sony just goes, that sounds like Grady, which makes me think, sounds like my grandma. And the vocals are Grady. That was tight, but for me, it needs a little bit more of a motif, or like some sort of phrase or statement that's a little bit more memorable. It was a lot of very cool sounds. Most of the sounds were good. 80% of the sounds were good. 20% of the sounds I wasn't quite sold on. There was one I was like, no. That last whab, that was too much. I'm not sure if I like the whim whim. Maybe if you had the vocals going more consistent, because I love the vocals, but like I'll catch a vibe for a second and then it like immediately switches out. See, yeah, if it goes but there was another last third time I went and then on the one it did another which just means like the phrasing is asymmetrical. That whap is too much for the vibe. Yeah, it's that 1/8 sound with the tonal delay I'm not feeling. That, the kink kink kink. It's just a little bit too disorganized. And by this point it's starting to get a tad bit repetitive. Which is ironic that I'm calling it repetitive because nothing repeats at all. But I think it's the sub at this point is getting repetitive. Even though the sub is doing a bunch of different stuff, it's just like, it's just going whoa, whoa, and like different variations of that. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool song though. Very cool. Just a little bit more organization. Synthetic Lethal. Originally by D-Trace. Can everyone do me a favor and type in the chat what type of food I should order?
Today we're going to make music.
I thought that would be helpful and it just overwhelmed me.
Synthetic. You must destroy them.
I heard Virtual Riot rips sounded sound. Bleh. Yeah. What fucking bass sound is that from? That right there. What is that from? Pray for Rhythm? That doesn't even sound like a sample. That sounds like it's a oh, that's from 1-2. Does Lethal and 1-2 use the same? That literally sounds like it.
From the original Lethal song.
The King Kong. Yeah, I directly remember that from 1-2. Yeah. It sounds like it was cut out of 1-2. I don't know. There's some kind of weird tonal thing going on with these basses that makes them sound like they're out of key. Not crazy about it. I like my gut doesn't want to do more feedback on that because I heard rips from 1-2. Make your own sounds. Oh, it's Trentcast. What the fuck is good, Trentcast? I fuck with this man's. I've played his tunes. Your lower mids are clipping with your sub or something, but something was too much. I think it's, yeah, your pad and your sub, the moment the kick hits, is too much. Like, I think it's distorting this lower pad. Yeah.
You fucking nasty. You fucking nasty.
I use that sample in Hallucination Dub.
You fucking nasty.
Is there soda on there too and fries? I got it. I like the last switch up by far the most. The first drop sounds way too messy, especially ASDR wise and like LFO pronunciation wise. Sounds like they're just kind of all mushed together. The sounds are individually cool, but I think the long notes underneath are just way too much. And it's mushing out all of the definition of your of the good basses are losing definition because of the muddy basses underneath of it. Sounds like the cymbals are too loud. The open hi-hats are too repetitive. The kick is great. The snare is solid. It needs more variation, but I don't like the double time part at all. And I don't like the way it builds into the part after that. God, I'm John Mulaney talking through burps. But I really do like this last part. I like that more. It's got a better flow. But I do love Trent Cast tunes, but I'm honestly not as big on this one. It seems a little bit pushed too hard, just a little bit too overly compressed and distorted, and a little bit muddy in the lower mids, which is where they're easiest to get muddy. Yeah, next up. Play my song now! Now! I might. If I get to it. I'm doing it chronologically now, so now it's the most fair. I want it to just be the most fair for everyone submitting, because I remember submitting shit to demo live streams back in the day for myself and just watching anxiously. So I know what it feels like, guys. I've been there. You know, I'm using a Yeti. Yeah. Next, Biotic Crisis. Patience is so tight, everyone. In like every way, about everything. Not even about this. Patience will help you with so many things. With producing, with people responding to your productions. Patience.
I'd like to talk about drums, or rather about a particular drum beat. I'd like to talk about drums, or rather about a particular drum beat.
This reminds me so much of one of my early songs. This reminds me so much of how I used to sound when I first started. This is like, when people first start, they have like, there's like 5 categories of what people sound like, or 10. This was me. This is what I used to sound like. Sounds like you're newer. Keep going. The intro drums were also the drop drums, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. I generally low pass my intro drums. That one mainly is really pushed back. It's not really a main bass sound. The dynamics are very, very different kind of all over the place. So like some sounds are loud, some sounds are very quiet. Some sounds are placed in a certain stereo place, some sounds are placed in another stereo space. There's got to be consistency to it. I like the creativeness of the background. Dude, play my motherfucking song. Well, if you're gonna yell at me like that, don't yell at me.
I'd like to talk about drums.
Patience, my guy.
I'd like to talk about drums.
If you said please, I would. No, I gotta do this fair.
I'd like to talk about drums.
Yeah, it sounds like you're newer to production. It's a cool vibe, but more everything. Just keep making more songs, and you'll notice that 40 songs from now, they'll start to be more interesting and have more going on. As you learn the DAW more, you'll pick up more tricks you can incorporate into your songs that will make them sound more unique and less flat. That was very flat. Modulation will help. Layers will help. And the drums in the intro were the drop drums. That's the main thing. And even if they weren't, the drums in the intro were just too hard. Someone said this goes harder than Canadian Moose Nipples. I didn't know Canadian Moose Nipples went that hard. That's a yes from me personally. This is super solid. You are now at the point where you have learned how to use your DAW, you have learned how to mix down, and you have learned how to sound design. Now is the time, and this is arguably the hardest part, to find more of a unique sound and corner. And that's watch the smoking lamp is there on the floor. So this is the hardest part once you have learned how to mix sound and sound design and come up with good arrangements is finding a more unique sound. And that's the only thing I critique about this is that it's dope, it's tight, it's well done. But it's like a song I've heard before, you know? I've heard these arrangements before. The mids are a little bit squashed. There's a lot of white noise high end to a lot of these basses that are a little bit squashed. Very solid tune. I should have started by saying that this is better than most of the songs that I've listened to today. But it's why I'm being so harsh on it. Because now the next step, and you're almost fucking there, is finding your own niche. And you're going to be really fucking good. Because this is fucking solid. This is a really solid tune. It's playable. If I was like in a set and I was looking for doubles, I would potentially look for a double with this. Everyone's saying it sounds like Sultan. I didn't personally hear that. But if everyone is saying you sound like someone else, you know, make note of it. Thank you, person. Becca Shortstack, big up. But you know, is people think other people sound like other people all the time. But if it's a consistent comment you're getting all the time, and everyone's saying it, or not everyone, but like a lot of people, just try and you know, find more of a more unique yourself sound. But beyond that, you clearly know what the fuck you're doing, and it's super solid. And it would definitely, like, if it was a show with no dubstep, and you were the only dubstep on the lineup, and you played this with as your first song, and like everyone there wanted to hear dubstep, but there hadn't been any dubstep today, and you played that song, it would go off. You know what I mean? But like, if I were to play that song in like the middle of my set after a festival of all day dubstep, it would kind of just blend in with everything else, if that makes sense. But super fucking solid. Very impressive. I made it a whole page through. We've only added 100 more demos since I've started this stream. That's good. Jason! Hi, Jason. I love and miss you so much, dearly. Midnight Tyrannosaurus, everybody. One of the first people who ever fucking supported or helped me out or gave me anything. Really, really fucking close homie of mine. I've known him for so long. I've looked up to Jason as a don of the scene since me first getting into the scene. And he's really fucking showed me the ropes in a lot of ways for pretty much almost my entire career. And I think I owe a lot to him. And he is a pioneer, absolutely. So, and currently fucking destroying it. All the music he's been sending me recently has been insane. And literally, I feel like people don't say this enough, but Midnight T's sets, like his DJing, fucking out of control. Like, bro, he's like pretty sure he's freestyling or off the dome for the most part. Like doubles and triples the whole time. Jason is literally, like, his DJing is one of the reasons I DJ the way I DJ. He's a fucking insane, ridiculously good DJ. And people talk a lot about how good of a producer he is, but I think people should all, I mean, they talk about how good of a DJ he is, obviously, but he's like really fucking good. Like, very fucking good DJ. As well as being an incredibly good and legendary god tier producer. Anyway, hi Jason. Hope you are well. Wow, I love you guys. Jesse. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's how I feel. Those are my honest, weird opinions. It's very quiet. There's parts of this I like and there's parts I don't. I love those sparkly bells in the background a lot. But I feel like the wah 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 is out of key actually. I like the drums and I love the sparkly boys. But the wow 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 I think might be out of key. Sound design's a little bit basic. Snares are kind of loud and multiple of them. I see the vibe, but I think you need to refine it a little bit more. I like how it came in as a progression. Aw, I love you, Jason. That was so nice. Aww. You are inspired. What's so cool about music is that everyone inspires each other, which is tight. Because absolutely same. Jason is a massive, massive inspiration to me. Both when I was starting and to this day. Look up to him a lot. Let me see, buddy. That was an incredibly bright sweep. It's like death step mid tempo. So the fill basses and the basses that aren't long notes, though over compressed, not as much overly compressed as the long notes. They're interesting. Sounds like Mastodon, quote unquote. Dong snares because Code Pandorum. Oh, it stopped. Kind of jumped right in. Oh, that screech is so piercing. EQ scooping. It's definitely really muddy in the lower mid. I like the top end layer, but I think you need to EQ the top end layer higher up. The snare's not really coming through. I like that part a lot more. Yes, get soothed. That's tight. That part's just so messy. Very messy. Oh, geez. Every time I go back, there's more pages. That's a million times louder than the last song. I literally love everything but that bass. I love the sample. I love the flow. The drums are cool. The kick's a little bit too loud. It's got a great vibe. I love that background thing. I hate that bass. It sounds like it's at 2 octaves too low with white noise on top. Why does this keep doing this to me? That's so cool. Used to play pretend, used to play pretend. The way it's playing off the melody of the other thing, super cool. And then the snare switches too to a way worse snare. The drums switch and I hate that and I hate the bass, but the other part is so tight. It's such a crazy juxtaposition. That snare's too loud. It's tight. But I also hated it passionately. But it was really cool. No, like that song was fucking cool. Like for real. Like I really enjoyed it. But that one bass was so atrocious, and please delete it immediately. I've been muted this whole time. You guys missed my song about how I'm gonna have diabetes. Because I'm getting a milkshake and a soda and a double cheeseburger. Gonna have diabetes. It's fine. You missed my song. It was so funny. I sang a whole song. And then Sonia asked if Five Guys sells frozen fruit. And I don't think that they do. I was like, I'm gonna get a milkshake too and a soda because I'm gonna have diabetes in a year. But it's worth it.
You should record that.
Gonna be writhing in bed in pain with IBS, but it's fine because it was delicious. You gotta soar the mountaintops. No, you gotta go.
Reach the goats.
You gotta go through the gutters if you're gonna reach the mountaintops.
No, you gotta go through the gutters to reach the goats.
The gutter later is gonna be me writhing in bed because I had an entire fucking milkshake.
Llamas are superior to goats.
But the joy it will bring me will make me feel alive for but a small, brief moment. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Snare's a little bit loud. Paused for modern talking and resume. Someone nailed it. 2013 Monster Cat slaying it with a better mix down. Very, very full sounding, interesting chords. I fucking hate modern talking. Drums are overcompressed. Well, I mean, the drums are coming through. They're a little bit overcompressed. The transient on the snare could be a little bit stronger. You put on too much sanitizer and now my arm's all wet. I just hate the modern talking. Not just stylistically, but it sounded pushed back and like it was EQ'd incorrectly. It's so bright. You need to get soothed or just EQ scoop in general on that. It's piercingly bright. Super Sol is fantastic, very full. Drum could be a little bit quieter because of the drums so they can come through more, but it's great how wide it is. Yeah, it's really stereo. To the point where actually I can't even tell. I think you could push your sub more mono or maybe just push your sub more. And also what you should do is you should push your sub way harder and then layer in a real low saw underneath the whole thing, but make that really wide. Picture just like a yeah, it could use a saw layer or a square layer even more. I don't like the fill sounds. They're too bright and they have piercing frequencies. Also, the arrangement's just a little bit boring. It's kind of just 4 notes, 4 quarter notes of this sound and 4 quarter notes of the next sound you would expect to happen in this chord, and then 4 notes. Either do something more interesting music theory wise with like, I don't know, stuff music theory people know, more interesting chords, or more interesting flow, because it's very just like predictable. Yeah. Love the piano. It's a good tune. Well done. You know what you're doing for sure. Those are too bright. You gotta EQ those. EQ the low end out of that other thing, the bass sound thing. Make the claps more interesting and turn them down. I'm not crazy about... Oh, I dropped my vape. I'm not crazy about the kick, but I'm very much more so not crazy about the snare. Definitely change the snare. You can fix that kick.
Oh, Jesse.
What happened?
You were an inch away from disaster.
What happened? Oh! No! Let's move that over there. Yep. I don't like the snare. Turn the snare down. It sounds like a drop snare. That low pad thing, bump it up an octave. Or add a layer that's an octave up and then EQ that low octave so there's no sub happening anymore. I don't like that riser. Why did the riser suddenly stop? That main bass is surprisingly predominantly forward sounding. It's very right here, and it's coming through great, but that's... The flow is all over the place. You need more repetition, more phrasing, and the drums are bad. More percussion, more everything. The skanks you got going on are kind of the wrong kind of skanks. More high end, and they're too loud. That voice stuff is definitely just getting in the way. I hear like another synth coming in, like a guitar thing. I'm confused. Yeah, the voices are way too loud and taking away. This song reminded me of that, and I saw it right there in the suggestion, so I wanted to listen to it real quick. I'm sorry. That song is... I love Space Jesus. Anyway. Yeah. Keep going, man. It sounds like you're newer to producing. Keep making more songs. Focus on phrasing, repetition, the idea of establishing a motif, a consistent bass line that's going to repeat, and it's going to get stuck in people's heads. Angry Wook. You need my Twitter mentions? Just kidding. Oh. Zing.
Wook. Noun or adjective. A dirty, hairy, stinky, malnourished, dishonest creature that often...
That's mean.
...travels and passes with possibly and unfortunately maybe multicolored dogs on hand they all not...
I don't like that. The sound design, it sounds like it's played at too low an octave. The hi-hat is weird, and too flat and basic. I don't know. It sounds like you're newer to producing. There's not much to say, just like keep practicing and keep making more music. The vocal samples is, yeah, just too much. Sorry, dude. And you might piss people off with that song, honestly. very bright. I think you need EQ scooping on the high end stuff. So the drop was not what I was expecting to happen. The intro sounded like someone said like dubs in 2015. Yeah, it was very like EDM, put your hands up kind of thing, which isn't quite my vibe. But I mean, it would work if you played it. But it could be more unique. The drop itself was actually pretty fucking solid, but the whole time it was too bright. There was a lot of really high-end piercing frequencies that could be EQ scooped out. Yeah, it was pretty basic, but solid. Someone just summed it up. Basic but solid. It sounds like you got a corpus on there. That's I like how dry it is, but yeah, I don't know. It's too bright. My main thing from that is that it's too fucking bright. What up, James Hoffman? I know this boy. He from Philly. I have to pee, and when the food gets here, do you want to just like sit and talk to the stream for a little bit while I go do that? Okay. That's a good point. The last song did kind of sound like Sudden Death a little bit. Very solid. Some of the risers, the only thing I can say is some of the risers were a little bit too loud. And maybe more layers, more details and fills and FX and stuff. Maybe a little bit more just sparkle and stuff, but very cool. It seems like what you sent out to accomplish, you nailed it. Yeah. Could be a little bit more interesting. But definitely got a good vibe to it. I liked it. Yeah. Maybe a little more catchy, more of like a motif. That was Zedigibo. I don't know how to pronounce James's name. I see him everywhere.
We have all come together in a bond because of one thing.
Is it the rave?
Music.
I knew it. We are out.
'Cause tonight is the night, and we only have tonight.
I can't listen to new music. All new music is just about how tonight is the night. And we only have tonight. You feel it, and I knew. Yep. Does it guide the beat and rhythm?
Music is inside of all of us.
Yep. Sure it is. Sorry, I'll stop.
It flows through your veins and the beat of your heart. Music can save the world. Music can move mountains. Music is everything. Music is what holds you all together. Let's save the world.
I feel like I'm looking in a mirror at myself from 2015 right now. It's exactly what I sounded like when I started.
Eight bitter.
I was out of key. The chat seems to be into it, but I'm not big on it.
Because of one thing.
So in the intro, it sounded like it was 32 bar intro, and he no, I don't want to roast it, but I don't know. It just sounds like it's hard to describe. They're very like the kind of intro sounds you would make when you're first starting. Like maybe just like Serum basic pads or like preset for basic leads, or just making it's not very organic sounding. I don't know, it could just be preference. But then he would like have something, and then it would repeat the whole intro, and then they would just add another layer that would continue to repeat. So it's kind of just like you're adding thing and then thing and then thing and then thing, and by the end of it there's a shitload of things all playing at the same time that have all just been repeating, doing the same thing, as opposed to having like a good interesting sound paired with another good interesting sound, and then like that same sound doing something else with a new good interesting sound, and then it goes back to the original with interesting drums, like that simplicity, but better quality. I don't know, I'm probably rambling, spoke too much. But yeah, that's like the 10th time you've sanitized in the last 5 minutes. But yeah, it gets too busy. It sounds like you're just making one thing, repeating it, and then adding another thing and repeating it. And by the end of the build, there's too many things and it's too busy, as opposed to having just like 3 solid things, changing up what they're doing throughout the intro. I don't like the vocal samples. I think they're a little bit corny. Or not corny, but overdone. My food is here. Can you go grab it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Sony. Love you. Yeah, the vocal samples are a little bit just played out. It's just like, we are all one, and music will bring us together, and music will save the world. It sounds like, I don't know. Oh, big up. Right pie, thank you, sir. And then yeah, just the drop was really, really overly compressed, and the drums were overly compressed, and the cymbals were really, really, really loud, and there was a lot of sample presets I recognized from the Vengeance dubstep days. I wasn't too big on it. And then the switch up got really messy. Probably gonna wrap it up here. I'll do like 2 or 3 more. Bass Yeti. I've been doing this for almost 2.5 hours. And someone's saying Enzo is streaming right now, so for people who want to go check that out, I don't want to make people decide.
That does sound like fun.
Give them more.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, I'm convinced.
They all think you're crazy.
What? I'll show them.
Stuff is already sounding out of key.
What do you think of this?
I use that same Cashmere Tape Stop sample in like every song. I use that same sample.
What do you think of this?
really out of key. Conceptually good because the layers, the individual sounds themselves are interesting, but they're way just the wrong notes. And then it gets really messy right there.
Not bad.
It's too messy. The sounds themselves, if you figured them out a better flow and arrangement for them, it'd be better. But I wasn't too large on it. Just sounded out of key more than anything. Sorry, guys.
Full speed in the lane, still getting it.
That's really messy, but I love the scata sample. Oh, yes! This is good news for everybody in the chat. I just got Mogami Gold TSR cables so that I can send audio from my mixer to my sound card and it won't sound like garbage. I got new audio cables, you guys. This is really messy.
Speed in the lane, still getting it.
Repetitive and messy. Yeah. I could probably talk more about it, but I'm trying to go quick. But I mean, yeah, it sounds like someone who's new. So more to come from them. I'll take a vitamin.
I can't open it.
I can't figure out how to get this to fucking play. No, I don't want to download this. It's gonna kill my stream, but it downloaded super fast, so I'll play it. Sus. Clipping aggressively. I don't know what the hell I just got mailed to me. G Fuel?
G Fuel? What?
How'd they get my address? I just got this mailed to me. G Fuel.
Can I see it?
For energy and focus. I'll try it. I'm assuming that what happened is maybe...
What if someone's trying to poison us?
No, they're unopened. It's probably like Eric was telling me that like there's gonna be like sponsorships and stuff. That like there's like a Twitch guy. But let's try it out.
G Fuel.
I just got some random thing in the mail. Let's drink it. That was fucking literally I didn't even talk to anyone.
Do
You
a
just
drink and review test.
I just start streaming on Twitch and then all of a sudden just fucking gamer fuel arrives at the door.
It's what is it? Rainbow sherbet flavored?
Rainbow sherbet, that's why I'm trying it. I don't know. It was pretty good. Sonia's like...
It does taste like a rainbow sherbet. It really tastes like the ice cream.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tasted soda like that. Is this like... Actually, no, because it is an energy drink, so it makes sense why it's got that like tang to it. And it's 0 sugar.
It's 0 sugar?
But I like sugar.
Hand it over.
Extreme focus.
I love sugar.
So yeah, it tastes like an energy beverage, but it's rainbow sherbet. It's weird. It tastes like marshmallows and Lucky Charms. But it's definitely an energy drink. G Fuel. Fuel your gaming. I don't know. It's got this mailed to me. I'm assuming that my manager will be like, hey, they're sending this thing to you to try. So it just arrived. I got soda on my desk. Let's go back.
What's ketones?
What?
Ketones?
No idea. We should look it up.
Extreme focus. I need to be focused.
I have to pee so bad. Can you just... Do you want to chill for a second?
I'll keep talking about this while you go pee quickly.
Okay.
But don't put the camera on me. I'm over here.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm gonna be like 2 seconds. I got pee really bad. Dare Monkeys in 30 minutes. Gamer Fuel. Fuel your gaming.
Gamer Fuel. I'll just read this bottle to you guys. Energy. Focus. Ketones. I don't know what... Does anyone know what that means? It's Ketones. Because I'm not sure. But zero sugar is pretty great. I love me some not sugar. I actually do. I always check like the sugar in drinks because I'm scared of sugar. But, you know, if you gave me a soda, I could probably tell you how many grams of sugar there are in there. Because that's fun to know. Wait, someone gave the explanation. An organic compound. Huh. Interesting. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I like that.
What is it?
They gave us a whole definition of what it is. I was talking to them about sugar in drinks.
Sugar and drinks. Let's make my face bigger. I logged into Twitch just to watch Jesse fuck with his fucking OBS because he's weird.
Wait, that's like that one game where you go, woo.
Anyway.
No, you're going the opposite way of where you're looking. You did it backwards.
Empty stomach. Sticky. Gamer Fuel. Thank you, Gamer Fuel, or whoever was in charge of making that happen. I'm not afraid of sugar. I wish this did have.
I'm afraid of sugar.
I wish this did have sugar in it.
I told them that I'm scared of sugar. I don't know why. Jesse, no.
Mix it up.
Everyone's asking you if you washed your hands.
I did wash my hands. For ultimate gamer fuel, gaming fuel needs.
You should have a radio show where you just mix drinks together and rate
and
them.
tell everyone how uncomfortable it makes me feel to drink them.
And then you can have like an IBS stream later.
This song. Everyone's like, Jesse, no! So much potential in this song. G Fuel, quench your thirst for rhythm with G Fuel. You heard it here. No, but it actually tastes really good though. I think primarily the issue is piercing frequencies in the high end right now. EQ scooping would help that, turning down the high end and a bunch of things would help that. The dynamic range is kind of weird. So like the build was great. Loved the build. Super clean, everything was punching through great, drums sound good. Everything through here is perfect. Love the little down filter. Boop, 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 boop. Empty Stomach by Sticky. Or Sticky by Empty Stomach. Good build. Excuse me. I think I've heard that sample before. That main sound, there's like some frequency in it that's like really, excuse me, it's too much G fuel, guys. The gangster fuel. Gangster fuel. Feel your gangster. Yeah, man. Don't you just feel so gangster drinking it? Right. It's good. It's gangster fuel. Grandma fuel. Yo, grandma would be lit as fuck if she drank this. Fuel your gangster grandma. Anyway. Yeah, there's some really gnarly piercing frequencies in this bass drop. That main Grizz fuel. Yo. Grizz fuel. I like that one the best. That's a great like the fast boy, the pew boy. Yeah, grandma maybe she'd probably be fine. Grandma would just be really good at laser tag. I picture grandma's playing laser tag. Photoshop, make it happen. Ganja fuel could be. I don't know what G actually stands for. Does it say?
Like G-force?
Gravity fuel. It's got to be gamer fuel. The official energy drink of esports. Whoa, that's crazy. I probably need this actually, because I'm generally exhausted all the time. So I think I'm gonna like actually really drink this. Cool. All right. Yeah, I like that fast boy. I don't like that squeaky. It's too squeaky. Yeah, that's too piercing. Or just too loud, too much high end. That feels vaguely out of key. The flow is super solid though. It's just the sounds themselves. I like hate and love that part. Drums are good, background fill sounds are good. It's so close to being really tight. But soothe would help a lot. And maybe a catchier arrangement or a catchier flow. Maybe rearranging some sounds. It does have a good flow. And I love the variation in the sounds. But the sounds themselves are very bright. The intro was fantastic though. Super good build. G Fuel! Actually really dope. It does, I've never had like a sherbet soda before and it tastes like a fucking sherbet.
You stupid fuck. Come on. Check this out.
Okay, so the worst part of this song is the snare, for sure. Just change the snare to something better and louder with a sharp transient and that with a better decay that's not super pushed back. The actual main bass sound isn't terrible, but it sounds like there's some sort of harmonic or chord or note or tone that it sounds like it's major, like it's happy as fuck. The pre-drop, the repetition isn't right, so it goes like dun 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 dun. It would have to then go dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's weird that it's 1 and then 3 straight and then back to the 1. It's like, I don't know, it's not asymmetrical, but it's a weird arrangement. The snare is my gripe. I got a gripe with your snare. It's not coming through at all. And it's the wrong type of snare.
Switch it.
That part's not terrible. That's way better. Still, snare. It needs more snap, needs more mono. Snare needs more lower mid and regular mid and a better tail. I like the reverb on the snare a little bit, but the transient is not coming through at all. That part got repetitive. Anyway, next up. And it's gone. He forgot to send the private link. He forgot to send the link entirely. Ah! At least we're getting through them quickly. Oh my god, what is happening right now?
What?
I'm a 6'4". I'm a sick fucker.
That's pretty fucking tight, yo. As Alex said it best, aside from some mix down stuff, and it's hard to go through it because I don't want you guys to see my iTunes. But I like that a lot. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, honestly, I don't have anything really bad to say about that song. I liked it a lot. It was creative. It was good. The mixdown was solid. Things were coming through. Some of the sounds were a little bit loud, like the fill, the bleep loops were a little bit loud. And some spots could use a little bit of EQing potentially, just a little bit more high end, a little bit less lower mids on the bleeps. But very solid. Really, really, really quality. That was a sick fucka flip. Bro, what is going on with all these songs that have been removed? I think everyone went through and reset their links before I can get to them. You want to reset your link because in case people screenshot your link, they can get to your private files. Which I almost didn't want to say on stream because now people will know they can do that if they didn't. But like the second I listen to it on stream, definitely go reset that shit. The way the drop came in was really sudden. One of my biggest pet peeves ever is drops that lead with a super saw chord. Wow. I hate that. It's not you. It's nothing personal. I can't stand it. It's been done too many times. The vocal seemed a little bit pushed back. I can't really understand what she's saying. Apparently people are saying the vocals are overused. It's kind of a random build. It's not really related to the rest of the song. The snare is not coming through at all. That's what it is. Is that for you or me?
Me.
Damn, where are my fucking audio cords? Yeah, sound design needs work. It's a very basic sound design. These are your Cajun fries. It's just kind of just like tear out growls, you know? Bro! Did anything break?
No.
Hold on. Okay. Pick up the chargers. That's what we get for putting this on the floor. Oh no! Hold on, I need to keep this out of frame. Actually, I can just do this. Back on the table she goes. Okay. A certain thing just spilled that might smell bad if we let it sit there. Thank you, Sonia. Thanks for cleaning it up. I would clean it up, but we're also streaming right now. I got food. Eating for the first time today. Probably gonna stop streaming soon because I really need to fucking work on stuff. But first I'm gonna drink some milkshake. Oh my god, that's delicious. Sonia! I gotta clean this up for 1 sec. Oh no, these aren't paper towels. Toilet paper flex. I got to it a little bit. Alright. Sounds really lower mid heavy and like the high end's not coming through. But the sounds need to be more interesting. The flow. Can I borrow that?
Let's use it.
Okay, it's fine. I'll use my hat. No, you got it. You can pull your hair up. I'll figure it out. Bro, long hair is like vaguely difficult
Jesse,
to
you
have
need to start
sometimes.
keeping a hair tie on your wrist.
I do need to keep a hair tie on my wrist, but they like cut my circulation off. It freaks me out.
Huh?
There's normally a hair tie on the ground if I look around long enough. Alas, I do not see a hair tie. I'm getting kind of nervous that I haven't gotten these cords in the mail yet.
All my stuff was ordered like 4 weeks ago.
It said next day shipping. And they said they would. Alright, Dem Boys, Dub Vader, Damn Boy.
It's your birthday. Let me see it. Birthday, birthday,
Those vocals were two very different volumes.
Ese es su verdadero poder. ¡Buah! ¡Mil! Siento que voy a... ¿Sí?
I was not expecting trash. I mean, trap. That was so mean, and I did not mean trash. I meant trap. Okay, that snare's way loud. Your basses are really quiet. The reverse thing was interesting, but I can tell you resampled and reversed it. The ASDRs are kind of weird. You need to make it louder.
¡Buah! ¡Mil! Siento que voy a...
I really like the long note in the background, but those screeches are too bright and screechy and painful. EQ scooping would help, as with all things, but also turning down the high end. Definitely turn down the high end.
¿Sí? ¿Sí?
This is not trash, by any means. Those snares are too loud.
¿Sí?
Solid, but very bright and very quiet. Can someone give me direct instructions on how to save a stream? Because I hit record on my OBS. But I don't know exactly how to record it immediately. I'm still very new to Twitch. It's solid, but it's just really generic. It's like, it's well done, you know what you're doing, but I've heard this song before. I'm gonna ask real quick, one sec. Can someone who is logged in go to settings and turn on the save stream toggle I don't know how to get, but someone in the chat said we can save the videos by setting by via Twitch settings, so they are saved automatically. I'm gonna ask my management to, they're logged in, to just go and do that in settings, so hopefully that'll work. Yeah, it was solid. I've just, like, quote unquote heard that song before, you know? More creativity. I know Juve.
I've been told you wish to divulge information of the utmost importance. I do hope so. As I said, exactly. Now you see. This is excellent. As I said, or to do it my way. Nice to see you.
Okay. Many thoughts.
What do we have here? I've been told you
The intro is very long.
hope so.
You can probably cut some of the intro out because it's very atmospheric and kind of ominous the whole way through. You kind of get the point across. It's like, oh, dark atmosphere pretty early on. I love the rises and stuff you have going on in the intro. That's a great one. That's a great sound. Love that part. I thought it was going to drop right there, but I do agree extending the build as well. But it's just long at that point for like nothing to really happen yet.
As I said,
I like the as I said cut.
exactly. Now you see.
The first hit's a little quiet and needs more high end. Yeah, that needs to be more predominant and loud, more of it. That's a pretty good pre-drop. It's a little bit, not generic, it could be more unique sounding, and it sounds a little bit pushed back, but it's a good pattern, it's a good flow. The background long note is a little bit piercing and high, and it sounds a little bit wide. And it's a little bit making the flow confusing, considering what that's doing versus the flow of the byung 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 byung. And it sounds like one of the layers isn't hitting quite the way it should. It might just be that too many things are going on. That's a great machine gun. I love that fill right there, but I almost expected it to go into something new.
This is excellent.
I thought I was gonna, with that I thought it was gonna go into a flow based off that sound, which would have been great. But going back to the original sound, that is cleaner than what it was before. But, yeah. The fill sounds are great. Triplets out of nowhere, I'm not a big fan of. Good mid-drop build.
I said
Alright, yep. Dirt Monkey's stream is starting. I don't want to overlap with them, so I'm going to do one more and then we'll call it a day. But thank you everyone so much for coming and watch. I really do appreciate it. I don't know where Dirt Monkey's streaming on, but I love Patrick and I don't want to force people to try and decide between staying here or going there. And I don't want to keep streaming if we're going to see a dramatic drop off. Alright. Last one, Spell Thief and Shrill Cosby. First note is really loud. And it seems like it's distorting a bit. Off the bat, it's too compressed.
let the darkness consume you.
That's aggressively clipping. Yeah, that's just being pushed way too hard. It's way too overcompressed. Sounds like you have 4 OTTs on the master. The hi-hat's too loud and too bright. The flow is interesting. The sound design is sort of interesting, but you can't really tell because it's so squashed underneath that sub. It was just, yeah, I think it was... At that point, it's too busy. Oh my god, your sub is just drowning during those kicks. That's too busy. If Dirt Monkey's not going live till 9:30 and I don't see a dramatic drop off in the chat, I'll keep hanging out. But I gotta work on stuff myself soon. I got like shit I got to do. I got a fucking set to put together. That's the best flow I've heard so far. This flow, when I say too busy, I mean like the attacks and the decays of the different bases are overlapping with each other in ways that it's not clear what's happening. That's not made out very well. It's just layers kind of going at the same time. That's the best flow right there. That long note, nice. Sub is still too overbearing though. God, that fill sweep is ungodly loud. Turn everything else down. Why are you just constantly hand sanitizing right now? Stop wasting it, bro.
It's so fun.
All right.
Next week's cash. Nobody fucking with me.
Oh. Alright, everyone's saying Dirt Monkey's live right now. This one is fucking tight. It's just a little bit boring. Mix down super clean, love the vibe, sound design's cool, just is a little bit lower energy.
defense.
I like the flute a lot. It just doesn't grab me in terms of being catchy. Very cool though, well done. Deserves that release for sure. I don't know how I feel about that kick. Not crazy about that. Should we just raid Dirt Monkey? Raid, don't host. How do I do that? How to raid. Dirt.
Dirt Monkey music.
Do I just go to his stream and click raid?
What? Wait, are you still on your stream?
How do I raid?
What does that mean?
I can raid the stream.
What?
I just forget how. I don't even forget how. I just never. Oh. Oh, I go back to my stream and just type in raid/Dirt Monkey Music. Okay.
What does that do? What does that mean?
It brings my entire stream over to Dirt Monkey stream.
It's Dirt Monkey music.
Fuck, I gotta figure out what his like actual username is. Oh, okay, first off, I'm moving all this stuff out of the way from the keyboard because I can't even get over there.
It's Dirt Monkey music.
Okay. Raid slash. Did we do it? Nope. How the fuck do I do this shit? Okay, I'm just gonna, yeah. Oh, I'm a dumb idiot. Okay, slash raid Dirt Monkey music. Oh, I typed in Dirty Monkey.
Jesse. No spaces, I assume. Jesse.
I
don't think you're supposed to put a space between Raid and Dirt Monkey music.
got it. We're going over there.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
We're headed over. Let's go.
What? I'm so confused.
Raid now.
Oh, what? Did it work?
Yep.
Are you still streaming now?
Yeah, everyone there just jumped in here.
But can they still see and hear you?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Because your stream's still going.
Yeah.
Alright, shout out to my friend Jansen right now. We made this song a little while ago. And I'm also using his CDJs and mixers, so... Thank you.
Where are they? even see your face, but we could stream.
Oh, 200 people came back.
I see a lot of you subscribing, and I appreciate it.
I'm a dumb idiot. Okay, how do I get back to my stream?
I was like, I think you're still going, Jesse.
Apparently 200 people came back. The mic is still alive. We're still here. What up, everybody? Alright, there's only 100 people in here. I'm probably gonna call it a day. I got a bunch of shit to do. But thank you everyone for coming. We got big plans for this weekend. I will let you know soon what's going on. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate all the subscriptions and donations and follows and interactive stream. Y'all are lit as fuck. I really appreciate you all so much. We're gonna be doing this often. So, yeah, have a great day. I'm gonna go smoke a lot because I can't do it on stream. Have a good one. Stopping stream. Cool.
Did you stop it?
Yeah.
Can I come over?
Yeah. But I want to clean up this room a little bit. Oh, wait. Stop. Wait, it says streams are still active.
Oh no, are you still going?
I stopped stream. Stop recording. Stop streaming.